What a busy day. We are finally back here in the home studio. We'll be here for just a few hours and up at 2 a.m. That's right, 2 a.m. to be on the radio at 5 a.m. at KDKA Radio. You know, for many years, I have done a show called the Coons Cooking Hour, and I still do that show today because of Coons Quality Foods. Those 8 great locations and that amazing family, now in the 3rd generation of running that locally owned and independently operated grocer. And no one was closer to me. He was family. I truly did look at him like an adopted father, adopted brother, and whenever I'm around his family, I feel like one of the family. Joe and I used to always talk on and off the air about food and certain things and his love of his heritage and mine, meaning Italy, being an Italian. Well, my love of Italy goes way back for many reasons. It's just a special, special place. And every year, we would do this thing called the Feast of the Seven Fishes on KDK Radio at Coons Market McKnight Road. And yeah, we continue it to this day because of all of the great vendors and the people that help us with it. And of course, the signature sponsor who we couldn't do it without, Coons Quality Foods, to where it's been over 3 decades we've been doing this show, and it gets bigger and better every year. Once again, the connection to Italy. But let me tell you about something else that really is very important to me. People who are of Italian heritage who've done incredible things in this industry. And one of them is celebrating her 90th birthday today, Sophia Loren. I used to always joke with Joe, if I could have one wish, I would love to have an Italian meal with Sophia Loren. Sophia Loren, part of the greatest generation, like my mother and father, and movies. I can't tell you how many times in my life, on nights like tonight, I would either be at my house, where I grew up, or my grandmother's house in New Brighton, and somehow, some way, we would always end up sitting down, breaking bread, having some delicious dessert, and always that Maxwell House coffee. And you can pick it up at Coons Market. Still one of my all-time favorites. And we would turn on the movie, whatever the movie was. But more times than not, and maybe it's why I love Turner Classic Movies so much to this day, it was those movies of the golden era. And because she was in that same category as my mother a little older, whenever Sophia Loren came on the screen, we were locked in. She was not only one of the most beautiful women that I have ever seen in my life and still to this day, and made my heart race as a young teenager and still does to this day, she could really act. And what I've always admired about Sophia Loren, she's always stayed close to her incredible heritage, being Italian. She's an incredible mother. She was an amazing wife for many years until the passing of her husband. But she still is such a bright light. And I was thinking about her today, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do this. Think about how many decades and how many years she was an actress and did it incredibly well, but came in at a time that it was like still the golden age of Hollywood. And she starred amongst some of the greatest actors in the history of motion pictures, Cary Grant, Frank Sinatra. And she would just steal the scene. Her effervescence, her smile, obviously her beauty, but just that talent of when they would say action, she knew exactly what to do. She knew exactly what the scene was calling for. She could do drama. She could do comedy. And let's face it, she was just real. And to this day, whenever I just need something to smile about, I find a Sophia Loren film. So, wherever you may be, somehow, some way, I hope this gets back to you. And just know you have brought us all a lot of joy. And we still think of you, those of us who love the movies, our Italian heritage, but more importantly, respect for someone who put in the effort, the hard work to make it work. Sophia Loren, happy birthday. And I hope you're around for many more because the world needs more people like you. And I'm sure Turner Classic Movies, if you do a little channel surfing, you'll find one of her movies. She made so many incredible films. It's your Pratt Pack. Much love and happy birthday.